I would like you to close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes and imagine. You sit in a dark wagon. There is only a little light coming in one of the small windows. And you think, as long as I can see the names of the stations in Hungarian, I can hope that we are taken to the inner part of Hungary. It's very crowded in the wagon. You sit next to your mother and father and your sister and feel a little bit of comfort that you are together, but at the same time you are very worried what's going to happen. It's warm. The air gets more and more heavy, and the temperature rises in the wagon. And the train goes, stops, starts again, it stops. It's evening, it's morning, it's evening, it's morning. There is no more water. You ask for water, nobody will give you water. And it's evening and it's morning. Suddenly one evening the train stops, and when you look at the little window, you can see the name of the station in a different language. You try to read it, Oswiecim. It's first later, you know, that means Auschwitz.
ויכלו השמיים ורץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשו וישבויד ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשו.
Jag heter Hedi och jag är född långt härifrån, i Rumänien. Transylvanien heter det området. Har ni hört om Transylvanien? Ja.
Min morfar är därifrån.
Din morfar är därifrån. Har ni hört något mer om Transylvanien? Du, vad har du hört?
Dracula kommer därifrån.
Dracula kommer därifrån, precis. Så som jag berättade för er så föddes jag i den här lilla staden. Och jag var äldsta barnet i en judisk familj. Min pappa gick på morgonen till arbetet som alla pappor gör. Och mamma gick till torget för att handla. Men vet ni, när jag var ungefär lika gammal som ni, då hörde jag plötsligt på radio en elak röst som röt mycket grymt. Han skrek. Och så var det andra som ropade i kör efter honom. Och jag tänkte, det där låter så väldigt, väldigt skrämmande. Vad kan det vara? Så jag frågade mamma, vad är det för någonting? Och då sa mamma, ja, det är bara en elak man i Tyskland. Och Tyskland är så långt borta, det ska vi inte bry oss om. Och stängde av radion. Förstår ni vem det var? Säg det. Precis. Och då var jag lika gammal som ni. Och då sa mamma, bry dig inte om det, det är så långt borta. Så jag brydde mig inte om det och fortsatte. Då gick jag redan i skolan. There were rumors that there is a war coming up. I got afraid, and I was hoping that there will be no war, because in case of war, my father will be asked to join the army, and there is nothing worse that could happen, I thought at that time. But shortly afterwards, the papers wrote that there will be no war because Hitler and Chamberlain have signed a treaty and we will live in peace all our lives. And the autumn came and school started. School always started the 1st of September in Romania. And on my way to school, I meet a friend. She says, war broke out. No, I didn't want to believe her. But she told me that it was true. She heard it on the radio. At 5 o'clock this morning, the German troops entered into Poland. So I decided to carve the date, the 1st of September 1939, into the gate where I lived, because I thought it will be nice to be able to show my children that's the date when the war broke out, and then I will carve the date when the war ends, so the children should see when the war was in Europe. But when the war ended, I was not there any longer, and I don't think there was any gate to carve anything. So I think now I will ask Martin to tell, because at that time I was about 14, and I think Martin will tell how life was for him until the age of 14.
Well, first of all, let me thank you to have me here. I'm very glad for the opportunity to talk to you. I'm doing this for the first time really in a school. As you have already heard from your teacher, I'm Austrian. I was born in 1944. That's the last year of the Second World War. And my father was a rather high-ranking SS and Gestapo officer serving in the SD Sicherheitsdienst. Now, let me tell you maybe something about the family of my father's side. They came from the Untersteiermark, which is nowadays Slovenia, which was always a border region, you know, with German-speaking people living there and Slovenes living there. And this probably explains, it doesn't excuse by all means, but it explains why especially people from this region, including my own family, became so nationalistic and in the end became Nazis. Because they felt threatened, you know, living together with the Slovenes, the Germans. So they didn't feel like Austrians. Even in the last century it already started, but they always felt like great Germans. So my father was born in this region. My grandfather was a lawyer down there. My father became a lawyer. He studied in Graz. He joined a Burschenschaft, you know, it's one of these institutions where students fight duels and then they have these scars on the face, which even nowadays is going on less than it was in those days. And it's always these Burschenschaften, you know, even nowadays, they're always pro-Nazi, they're very nationalistic. And so my father immediately came into this kind of milieu. So my father joined the party and the SS in 1931, you know, which was of course illegal at that time, and he was